Hello, everybody. We are here. We are back. It's Realnesss with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis. And up top, I think we're up top today, Fanta, because you slayed the big goof. The goof is gone. How are you feeling today, Fanta? Up top.
I know this is kind of weird. I feel great. I feel great.
Great. And what about you, Michelle? How are you feeling being in a different spot than usual? The configuration is a little bit different, not going to lie. I'm going to figure out the new...
Yeah, I'm not okay, to answer people's questions in the chat. I'm not okay. I have to say this episode was so enjoyable for so many reasons, but also I could not have been more wrong last week. All of those predictions that I said, all that shit that I was so intense about saying about what I thought was going to happen this week, totally out the window. I was so wrong, and I'm so happy about that because it was like we got to see a lot happen. So I'm very sad, obviously, about Nom. There's a lot I'm sad about, but it was a dramatic episode. I'll say that at least.
Yes, I really enjoyed this episode because they've had maybe 2 or 3 duds in the last couple weeks. And I'm just wondering, like, where is this going to go? Like, there's still like a month and a half worth of episodes. Like, what's happening? So as much as I still wish that we knew the security breach last week, I'll say that I'm okay with the reveal of it today. It paid off a little bit better than I was expecting. So I guess the challenge, it was okay for you to have made that fucking thing. It was an okay cliffhanger. It was okay.
Yeah, because it ended up being like, the eliminations was half the episode.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So the what's the word I want? The title of this episode is called Tinker, Tailor, Bunny, Spy. So we kind of have an idea of what's going to happen with what we've seen in the previews. And we're kind of just waiting for it to come. So, we see that in the beginning of the episode, before it actually starts, CT and Big DT doing some practice training, and he's throwing the balls at her pillows at her while she's on the stability ball, and she's strapped up to a lot of stuff. So I kind of was like, oh boy, if we're starting on a high right now with the bunny and the hawk, and they're so playful and jovial, it can't go anywhere but down. Did you guys both have that same inkling when you saw that?
Yeah, I've been feeling that way for a few episodes now, but yeah, today it was like, oh no, this is it.
I mean, we saw it bubbling, but I will say, we have all seen CT say the wrong thing, behave poorly, but this, I was not expecting him to do this the way he did this. It was so bad, man. Like, so come on, CT.
So bad.
You could have done that so much better. And I was already anxious from the beginning. You're right. When the episode started, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna probably happen. Why isn't he warning her? Why, like, what's he gonna say? How's it gonna go down? Oh my god, it was painful. It was cringe for sure.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna put it in here now just so I don't forget. I'm wondering though if this is the vet side of him that knows how to make good TV, right? Like,
that's the thing. It's so funny that you say that because, like, when you have a show like this, everyone just can't be like, okay, dearest, I'm so sorry, ever so sorry. It's such a beautiful time now. I must leave you. I love you and everything. Oh, yes. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, they have to give us TV.
And
otherwise,
he's been in the background for a little bit in these few weeks. He's had this like big redemption story with Big T. They had this big win. They're the double agents now. Will CT stay with Big T? Of course he will. They have such great chemistry, and he's so kind to her, and they work so well together, and he's building up her spirits. But CT's been on this show for like 17 years. He knows what gets him the callback. The callback is the slay. It is the moment, the shocker, the going too far, the yelling out for Killer Cam. Like, he did that, knowing that Big T was going to be the casualty here, but also knowing that that's what MTV wants. That's what he's there for. That's what he's there for.
Totally. When you say it like that, it's so real. And the truth is, he's good at like doing the thing and then apologizing later and figuring out how to like.
Usually,
doesn't happen in this case.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the apology later, but
worst apology ever. Like doesn't happen this time. But I think he assumed she would be so malleable and would just accept his charms and perhaps like he'd be able to deal with her later. Like he didn't really see her as important to him in that moment, obviously. So he didn't care that it was a casualty. Like he thought about it, but then he's like, well, I don't care. You know, like it was great television.
And then, like, it's Big T, you can hear her having voiceovers or confessionals where she's like, we're always so honest with each other, and I'm so happy with CT, so happy with him as my partner, and I'm just like, man, Big T is gonna get something coming. So I was really nervous. But we get, like, pretty much right at the beginning of the episode, they don't him and Ha, and like they go right to the security breach, and it is a double elimination. Now, somebody, I don't know if it was in the chat or if it was on like another, like in the comments on the page, but they did say that maybe it's going to be a double elimination, and we kind of speculated about this a little bit. So I wasn't surprised about the double elimination, but I was very happy that CT was able to choose who was going to be partnering off. I thought that that was a good twist. I'm wondering if production kind of worked it that way. We'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, we can't have CT take out Devin. No. We need it to be better here. We need the puzzle people to go against some other people. And, you know, I think that they kind of orchestrated that a little bit. What are you going to say?
Yeah, but to be fair, I feel like it's also kind of good timing because we had two guys who were rogue, who needed girls. I feel like it made sense to do a double at this time, aside from it being a good week with CT and like saving him. And maybe that had something to do with it, but I think also like this evened out the amount of partners and people. So,
yeah.
Well,
it's just interesting, I'd say, that Devin and CT, who are supposed to be the puzzle masters on the male side, get to have the elimination where there's a puzzle involved. I mean, a few of them have had puzzles, so not going to say that it's necessarily a little bit of producer meddling, but I just thought it was very convenient that it was something that they added on to this. Maybe like they're like, oh wait, okay, so it's going to be Devin down there, so let's give him a puzzle. Okay, let's change it a little bit, give him a puzzle, so like at least he has a chance to stay. So I think that they may have tweaked it to be in favor of puzzle people. So yeah, basically the next highest votes. So somebody did mention that the next highest votes might be the people that go down. I can't remember who I was having the conversation with. And that was Josh and Nani. So Josh and Nani are going to be up for elimination. Obviously Devin and Gabby, CT and Big T are the double agents. So they get to choose who they want to go against and who is going to fight Devin. So Devin gets the opportunity to choose. Now, do you think that Devin made the right choice in his selection on who he wanted to face in the crater?
Personally, I thought, okay, he's not allowed to go against Josh, obviously.
Yeah.
Out of the options here, I felt like he couldn't pick Corey because he was rogue.
Or Nom.
I felt like Darrell was his most even match out of the options. They also didn't explain all the rules before he picked.
Yeah.
So he saw the towers. He's like, okay, I have to swing. And Darrell's probably the closest in height to him out of the options, I thought. So I thought he made the best choice he could make.
Who else was available? So Fessy would have been available. Leroy. Kyle, he should have, I mean, I guess he's kind of friends with Kyle, but Kyle would have been probably who you should have gone up against there.
See, that was it. And I don't think he wanted to go against Kyle because Kyle also, like, is pretty tall. I think a lot taller than him. And if you're stretching to, like, reach for the things, I don't know.
Yeah, that was the best. Like, there was just not really that much left to choose from. And, I mean, when was the last time Darrell was in an elimination even?
That's
like,
true.
He's could be a bit rusty in there, so...
Definitely. I mean, I didn't think it was the worst pick, but I'm always like, oh, Devin, like, just a little bit of humility when you're going to go and call him out. You know what I mean? Just like a little bit. So just so people aren't rooting against you. Like, you want people rooting for you, you know?
But at the same time, he's Devin. Like, he doesn't care.
Like, it's part of his brand.
Yeah, he found his like brand and niche now where he's like, yeah, people hate me, but also at the same time, like, they don't.
It's true, they don't.
That's a hard kind of thing to get.
Yeah, it's true. He does it pretty well. So they're playing Dead Ringer, and TJ said it's going to test your power, your speed, and your mental agility. And I was really surprised, though, even though like I think he needs to have a little bit of humble pie sometimes. I guess he got some today. But I was rooting for Devin. I was rooting for him to win here because I just, like, I hate when the whole house is against somebody and they get their way. I just didn't want them to be like, Devin. Like, I wanted Devin to go back and be like, sorry, guys, still here. So I was really rooting for him. You too? You too?
I'll tell you a secret. I too was rooting for Devin. And then there was Michelle's like, what the hell, you guys? I was rooting for Devin, and then I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Why am I rooting for Devin over Darrell? And then I was like, okay, I'm rooting for Darrell, but I was really rooting for Devin.
I mean,
he's so entertaining. Like, he brings so much to the house.
It's true.
I like the underdog aspect. I like when the whole Big Brother group gets pissed.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, both of these guys are on my team. So I was like, this is a win-win for me and a lose-lose for me. But, like, I was really happy to see my king Darrell getting a gold skull. I was like, finally, like, you beat Devin at something when you were both down at the puzzle. Like, you both were doing the puzzle at the same time, and you figured it out by calming yourself down and taking those moments and just being like, okay, you know what I mean? You didn't get panicked. As much as he's kind of a boring person on the show these days, which is probably why he doesn't get invited back all the time, he doesn't create drama as much. He's less exciting to watch, but he's a solid competitor, and I don't know, I still root for him. But I agree with you that, like, I wouldn't have been upset to see Devin win. I would have been like, whoa, what an upset. Like, that would have been pretty fun to see.
It would have been pretty epic if Devin won that one.
And that was a fun thing about watching this particular challenge, because I was like, oh my God, like, Devin could actually win this. Like, he could legit win this. This is like, the challenge has just kind of upended itself.
I was trying to figure out, like, what's the edit doing? Like, is the edit making him look like he's going to win, or is he not going to win? Like, I couldn't really tell what the edit was doing. But I was pretty disappointed that Devin didn't pull through in the end, even though Darrell was calling it, I do tangerines all the time. We're like,
when he called it that, I was like, oh, he cannot win this now. He's not going to win it. Oh my God. I had a couple laughs this episode, and that, like, had me cackling for sure.
Yeah. I laughed there too. Leroy doesn't want to see the power to go to Devin, and that's why I wanted the power to go to Devin, like, because everybody just didn't want to see him with the power, and I just wanted to see people just be like, so annoyed with him and frustrated and can't believe that he has power again. Like, I wanted to see that. I did. I really did. I love you, Darrell, but I wanted that moment, and he took that away from me. Not happy. Well, I'm happy though. I want Darrell to win his gold skull. But basically, they did the same task that Cam and Ashley did, where they swing back and forth and get pieces. In this case, it was puzzle pieces as opposed to just I don't know, before they just had to collect
Rings.
them.
No, they had rings on them.
There you go. Pretty similar, but the puzzle element was to equalize a little bit. And I think that they were hoping that Devin would have pulled through here just for a big upset, because that would have been a sweet upset. But I think that that's where the challenge, like experience, being a vet, comes into play. Darrell knew to center himself, like you're saying, Michelle, get calm and not get panicked. Not to overthink things, not to worry about your partner, and focus and get it done. And that's the challenge champion. And that's what people should be aspiring to be, is being able to get it done when it counts. And so Darrell's a champion for a reason. A lot of people are saying things positive about Darrell, like, what is he, 4-time champion? Like, it's because he's able to focus and get it done in the end. So he's still bomb as bomb. I just really wanted Devin to just upset.
Yeah, it wasn't black and white. There was a lot of gray area there.
Lots of gray. Okay, so wait, what did I write here? So T's going in next. So CT wanted Josh. He's calling out Josh. We know Josh isn't so great with puzzles. We know Josh isn't so agile, a bit clumsy, but CT has learned already on the challenge not to underestimate his opponents. So he's not underestimating Josh, but I think that they just wanted him to make that soundbite, because I don't think that there's a part of him that thinks that Josh would be able to beat him, especially seeing how that went down.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Like, he was just you could just tell he was so pumped to go.
He's just like, I got this. Tangrams and swinging. Got this. What's his name? Kyle. Kyle's funny, like, because Josh looks so clumsy, and he's calling them. He's like, they're both really big guys. They look like these gigantic babies in those, like, the bouncy swing things. And he really did. Yeah, Kyle's pretty good in his confessionals. I'm not gonna lie. 2 big babies in a harness. So CT, though, when he was doing this, he was the only one that seemed to think about dropping all the puzzle pieces in the same spot. I was thinking that the first time too. Like, I was like, why is everyone just throwing these pieces willy-nilly, like, as soon as they get them down? Like, wouldn't you want to save yourself some time? So that was, I think, experience that led him to that conclusion. I was very impressed by CT. Still got it. And he wins that puzzle. I don't even think Josh was down yet and started it. Did he make it to the puzzle?
No, he wasn't down yet.
He was close. Like, to Josh's credit, who I didn't expect to get a single puzzle piece, he got like 6 out of 7 at least. So he did something.
Well, I was just like, because I was fast forwarding it so to catch up to the episode, and I was like, I wasn't sure if I missed a bit of him getting his 7th puzzle piece and coming down and just about to start or something. So he was still harnessed up there, like, swinging. Correct?
I think so.
Yeah, he was still up there. He did not make it down.
Okay. Adrian says, at least Josh is gone. Yes, at least Josh is gone. I wonder, though, I don't want Darrell to leave either, but I really wanted Devin to stay. He could have maybe beat, like, Fessy or something like that. That would have been such a good upset.
And, like, he had such great moments of even saying, like, oh, I talked all this shit, and then this happened to me, and, like, classic Devin. Like, he makes fun of himself and, like, acknowledges his own trolls so much that, like, you can't dislike that, because he can take it. He's saying it. He's like, yeah, I fucked up, and I talked shit, and I dug my own grave. Oops. Like,
yeah,
here I am. He's entertaining.
Exactly. And even when he, like, made a joke, like, when it was him and Josh, and he was like, whoa, like, look at how it turned out, or whatever, like, before TJ was like, you guys have a long fight to get to know each other. And, like, Josh was still just so pissed. And, like, I mean, of course, like, they're going to get on the flight and Devin's going to be like, hey, man, like, let's have a drink or whatever.
Well, Devin's like, well, it looks like we have more in common than we thought.
Yeah.
Like, Josh should have been like, man, Devin, I hate you, but yeah, you're right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, have this friendly banter.
Exactly. You both lost.
Yeah,
right?
you both lost. And that's the thing. Like, that's why Josh can never make good TV.
Yeah.
he just doesn't have he doesn't have a sense of humor. Like he can't kind of roll with the punches.
Nope. And he doesn't see that like he's just trolling. Like really don't let him get under your skin because it's fun for him and he's trying to make good TV. Like just get it, Josh. Like the yelling matches that you do, yeah, you get points on your draft, Fanta, but like it's not actually good TV what Josh brings into the mix there. But Devin making fun of Josh in any sort of capacities is generally pretty funny and decent TV. So you need to maybe rewatch the season and learn something from Devin since they both want camera time. But this is where the episode really, really switches gears. And I'm like, oh my God, is he going to call out Cam? I'm like, he's going to take Cam. Why wouldn't he take Cam? Of course he's going to take Cam because nobody's going to come for Cam and him. They're going to be able to run the final and they're going to be most likely the top two teams that are going to come through because she's not going to want to be a ship partner for him and he's not going to want to be a ship partner for her. Like they're going to want to get to the end and win it. So I knew he was going to take him.
That's so funny that you said that because Michelle and I were like talking to each other while we were watching it. And Michelle was like, do you think he's going to take Cam? And I was like, no way. There's no way. I was like, there's no way he would do something like that. Like, I was like, I don't know, like Casey makes sense. Like, but I was like, there's no way he's going to take Cam.
Good TV. He's taking Cam. He's going to say, I should have taken you from the beginning, but I'm sorry, I'm taking you now. Like, he's coming circle. Like, this is his story arc. He can map out his story, right? Like, okay, he was in Cam's bad books. She goes, they have separate partners. He goes and he kind of rehabilitates his character with Big T. And then he comes back, wins, gets a skull, gets to take his pick of the partner that he wants. She can't refuse now. And now he's going to go into the final. Like, that's the story. He wrote it.
It's true. Like, at this point, why would anyone put them in an elimination? A, because you're scared of them. But B, because Cam has friends everywhere. So no one is going to go against them. They have an automatic run, regardless of whether they win, to the end. Like, no one is going to come for them at this point. Like, none of the, you know what I mean? Like, none of them have the guts. They weren't willing to try to sacrifice one of their own by putting in someone who didn't have a skull, like to try to block CT from even getting one. They were too scared to do that, to sacrifice one of their own and have that risk. So there's no way that these people are going to, this scared Big Brother alliance, like, without their numbers, they're freaking terrified.
Yeah,
so they're not going to go for them.
That's so true. They're not, they just don't have the experience and they're just not dynamic enough to be able to make a smart move like that. So that's the thing that just had me cackling when Leroy was like, when you see Darrell and CT standing there and like, Leroy is like, why is everyone celebrating? You guys are going to the final. All of the work that you have put in with your number shit and everything, it means nothing now. As tough as Fessy acts, he's never, ever going to be like, imagine if Fessy was like, yo, I'm Fessy, like I'm a big tough guy. I'm a little introvert, but I'm like a freak when I get down into the crater. Listen, like I'm gonna take one of these guys out. You'd be like, wow, like that's such good TV. That's so entertaining. Like that's so interesting. Like you're tough shit. But like Devin has bigger balls than you do because he was like Darrell.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
He could never.
Like the risk and reward for Devin is like, if I get through and I win, oh man, like that's the move. Like it's a TV. And if he's willing to risk losing and going home for the moment. And that's why he's a better pick as a cast member of this show, is because he's willing to put his game on the line to make the move, to make the TV, to get the skull, to get the power. Like he's willing to do it. And that's what we want to see. We want to see people that are willing to take risks to make shit happen. And the Big Brother Alliance likes to hide behind their numbers. And it's not even what I like about Big Brother. Like, usually in Big Brother, I want people to make moves and figure out the best paths to them. I don't like the Survivor style game where it's like you're in the numbers alliance and you just pick people off one by one. That's not, I mean, it's the easiest game to play, but it's not my favorite game to watch, you know?
Honestly, I was really hoping that Devin would have picked Fessy just for my own satisfaction because I feel like Devin was probably just like, that's not worth it. But the truth is, like, maybe he would have had a better chance because maybe Fessy would have been so shocked that he would have been thrown off and he wouldn't have been able to concentrate on the puzzle. You know what I mean? So part of me was like,
I agree. That would have been like so crazy. He would have been.
I think the reason why he didn't do it is his pride. So as much as he say like he will throw himself in there and like take the risk, I don't think that he wanted to lose against Fessy. He doesn't mind losing against Darrell because Darrell is a champion, like he's a badass. So he's calling out someone super top dog, but the loss isn't embarrassing. Like for him. So I think that that's why he went there. He's like, well, I might as well go big or go home. And he went home in this case. But as opposed to like going against Fessy and then like the Big Brother Alliance being like, yeah, we got you. Like, I don't know. I don't think that he wanted that to be the outcome as a possibility. So he was agreed for sure. So he does it. CT does it. He chooses Killer Cam and not graciously at all. Like, I've never seen him act like that in like years.
Right? What? And I thought like when he just kept going, I was like, okay, he's gonna stop now. Okay, no, this is still going. Okay, no, he's gonna stop now. Oh wow, maybe he'll just see the look on Big T's face and stop. No, okay, he's still doing. Like, it felt like it went on forever.
It's like, oh my God, CT, just get it together, you know. But I think he's making the moment, right?
But I think he also got carried away.
Yes.
Like, I think he was making the moment, but he also let it go so much further than he needed to, even to make the moment. Like, he could have made a moment out of it without like dragging it on and on. Like, it just like it was so uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Like, to the point that Big T was really like, I agree. It seemed like a joke at first. The way he was screaming, like I was like, what are you doing? And I love CT, but I don't know.
He's been waiting for this moment though. So I think that he probably actually was overly excited. And he just been like, he's salivating over like, oh my God, if I put my skull, I'm going to make the move. I'm going to be the scumbag. I'm going to take fucking Cam. Like, he's just been waiting to do it. I think that it was just like adrenaline and not thinking. He's a guy. Guys usually just can only think about one thing at a time. He's not thinking about Big T's feelings in this moment. He's thinking about how the rush that he's feeling of winning this and taking Cam. Like, he was drunk with power there. That was like HOH-itis times adrenaline times like an orgasm. Like, that was all of that in one. Like, that's CT really excited.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can never watch that again.
I mean, it was a bit uncomfortable, and we'll probably see it many times to come though. That's going to be something that plays in that, you know, the recap show after the season where they show, you know, choice. Like, that's a choice.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's going to be at the reunion.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I think that they'll make up between now and then, him and Big T, but they'll be uncomfortable to watch. I do love though that TJ is like, that's how the vets get it done. Like, he loves the vets, like we love the vets. You know, he knows who's good. You know, we love.
Because he's part of it. He is a vet. He's also been there for so many seasons.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's like such a truth bomb. Like, TJ is a vet.
Yeah, he is. Imagine like some newbie decide to come in and like host the challenge. Like, excuse me. Get out. Like, we love TJ. TJ, however he is, he's the best. What was I going to say? Devin comments on that it's not the last time that we'll see his punchable face, which is true. Next up, though, Darrell, did you guys think there was a possibility that he would switch partners?
I thought if he was smart, he would steal Casey or something, because he talked in the past about not really trusting Amber and feeling not amazing about his partner. I think he made the choice, it seemed, based on the fact that, like, at this point, she won an elimination and stayed with him, and it seems like she really trusts him, and he can't trust anyone. So I think that he went with the fact that he can trust her, I guess, instead of like making that bold move.
Well, I think that he saw how CT went down, and I don't think that he wants that smoke. So
True.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I think he was just like, let's not do this.
It's like, well, if CT didn't take Cam, I probably would have done the same thing. But I think that we're going to give CT all the heat for that one. I do think that he should have switched out partners, because I do think that this will be what loses him the game, her inexperience. I'm not saying that isn't pretty good, like she's not strong. She's inexperienced, and I don't know if he can teach her how to be a better partner and performer.
And also, like, I don't know, also Darrell just doesn't really do that. Like Darrell, like we haven't really seen this season him like pulling Amber aside and being like, okay, like this is how we do this. This is how you do this elimination. Whereas you can see that CT did that with Big T. Mm-hmm. But Darrell just has been like chilling, and you're totally right. This is going to cost him the final for sure. Mm-hmm. Because you're right. It's not that Amber B isn't in shape or whatever, but she hasn't run a final before. And yes, she has won an elimination, but literally my mother could have won that elimination.
Probably, actually. Is your mother taller than her?
Yes.
I was actually thinking of, remember Fresh Meat 2, when Darrell got first pick of the Fresh Meat, and he picked Cara Maria because she had the fastest sheet of like the races they had done before. Laurel had the best overall score, but Cara had like the fastest or the strongest. There was something she had the best of. He picks her, and he was, again, like, he didn't really help her. He just assumed she was going to be the best and do her thing. And then they got into an exile elimination, and she crumbled. And he did not help her out of that. And yeah, I agree with you, Fanta, that I just don't think he's the type. He's like, every man for themselves. Do you do your job, and I'm going to do mine. This is how partnership works. Like, I'm not going to drag you along. You know what I mean? Like, I feel, well, in that challenge, but I think that he is just like, screw it. Like, I'm doing my thing.
And like, that's the thing. Like, I can see from his perspective, like, it's this thing where he's like, well, I'm not a babysitter. Like, I have kids. I'm not a baby. I'm not going to babysit like these like grown ass kids in here. But in this environment, it's so interesting to see which vets take rookies under their wing. And you have to really admit, like, the ones that are really can finesse their whole environment and can figure out a way to really advance their own game, use rookies really well, like Wes, like Bananas, CT in some kind of aspects, but that makes a huge difference. And there's so many vets that don't do that. And yes, it could work for them, but in a lot of cases, you have to work with your environment. This is a new challenge, right?
Exactly. So I'm just going to catch up on some of these comments here. And yes, Josh is gone. Sayonara. See you later. Definitely the best episode we've had all season. I would say the cliffhanger was definitely worth the wait. Do you think this is the best episode all season? I mean, we're only halfway through it. Yeah. The best?
I wouldn't say the best, but very good.
It was definitely very good. It was up there.
I think because the last three have been kind of womp womp. Like, we forgot how amazing the first like 7 episodes were. So this is on par with them, but I don't think it's the top. I don't think it's one of the top, but it's higher than the last three, I would say. And it was worth the wait. I do think it was worth the wait. Can't believe I said that. There's so much going on this episode, and I live for it. Yes, Jose, we live for it too. We'll get to this. Poor Nom, absolutely. Oh boy, actually, okay, let's catch up so we can catch up to these comments, what they're talking about. So basically, take Cam. Corey choosing now Gabby as his partner. So he didn't even choose Big T, which I was like, I knew it was going to happen, but I just felt so bad that she was humiliated by CT choosing Cam. And then everybody else chose last pick. Like Gabby, who's also is more of a rookie than she is, gets picked by Corey first. Now, I'm sure that it's because Corey's attracted to Gabby, and like I know that he has a relationship and has a family going on, but he still likes looking at attractive. Not that Big T's not attractive, but I feel like she's more his vibe. Like, you know, Gabby.
Yeah. I don't know. I had this thought when Corey picked. I was like, it doesn't matter who you pick. You're never going to win the challenge.
No, not with who's left. No.
He's never even going to get a skull.
In general, Corey will never win the challenge.
You're calling it now? Never.
No, he'll never win it. He'll never win the challenge, ever.
No.
You're right. I don't think
I agree with you.
Who nobody, he already beats him. Everybody.
Yeah, there's no way. He's the same every season. He just doesn't make himself better. He doesn't learn.
No. And then he loses his way to the end a lot of the time. He gets to the final and he doesn't perform in the final.
It's true.
And he always ends up third place or whatever.
Brutal. So there's only one skull left for the women without being able to take one from the men. So that's a little bit scary. But Big T and Nom are partners, which I think would be a decent partnership under normal circumstances. And we'll get to why it was a little bit abnormal. So back to the house, we see Nani crying over Josh. What? Say what? Like, I get that you're friends, but why are you crying over? Oh yeah, and sorry, I forgot that the moment I really enjoyed though was Kyle's cup comes down and takes it. Come back to me, baby.
I was happy to see them back together.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Kyle gonna pick Nani? I'm like, and he's like, Nani, I'm home.
Oh my gosh, that had me gigs in for sure.
Yeah, I liked it. I like it. So she's crying. I guess maybe that's just because she's back with Kyle now, and like thought she got to wait for them. But I didn't really know that they had such a good dynamic. Like I'm just confused as what lens she's seeing things through.
Her and Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that, like, because she had to step into this like motherly caring role with him, I think it gives her like, I think that makes her feel more like grounded and more believer, like kind of when she's with Turbo. Like I feel like when she's helping someone like understand certain things, I feel like she takes on those qualities of like that bigger sister or motherly figure, and it must work for her for whatever reason. And she trusts Josh because they probably partied enough in real life and had some deep chats and stuff and whatever.
You know what? It must be like the Florence Nightingale syndrome, I think is what it's called, where like you fall in love with your patient. So maybe, yeah, I could get behind that. Like the dynamic of the relationship was one where she was taking care of him so that she feels more connected to him in a different way than it just being partnership or friendship. Okay, I'll rock with that. Because like her in those tears, I was like, wow, like that's enough of that. Like he's not a
great I was like, you know, you're gonna see him again, right?
Yeah, soon. Like very soon. Yeah. He probably not gonna like go home yet. Like I know TJ said like, oh, have fun on the plane ride home, but like I think that they'll stay till the end. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they'll probably keep them for a couple of weeks or at least, you know, because like look what they did with Ashley. They brought her back and so she was still in.
They'd probably have to quarantine for 2 weeks there at least or something.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know who said it. I think it was actually Kyle. But there's the liar, because CT walks into the room. Do you think that he was eating while he was having that argument to disarm? Like, why do you think that he was?
No. CT's from Boston, right?
Yeah. If Boston people eat food while they're fighting?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the tweet.
Actually,
he wasn't doing that to disarm. He was literally just like, I'm eating these cold cuts. I'm not going to stop eating. Like, he's also like a big boy. He's like, I'm not going to stop eating to have this argument. And like, I was like, I like daydream of the day where I'm having a full-on argument with somebody and I just have a handful of cold cuts and I'm in my face throughout the argument. I was like, this is awesome.
It was so dick move though. Like, man, CT is just like laying it on this episode. But Big T is talking now to, who was she talking to?
Gabby.
Right. And so he's talking about how CT really crushed her confidence and that, you know, he built her up and then just to like drop her like that, it really doesn't make her want to be there anymore. And so this is where people pretty much started talking. First off on this chat was like, Louis saying Big T broke my heart. And I was so sad for Big T. Because I know I have an understanding of what she was going through, you know, and like, see, yes, Liz, hi, Liz. Yes, Big T broke all of our hearts here. But I do agree we did get more of the social dynamics of the house, and I was happy to see that. It was a very weird episode, very different. All the music choices were very different. I'm wondering if it's kind of like the beginning of a crescendo to like something epic happen, because it seems like the oasis in music where things are like kind of serene and then it comes. Okay, I was learning, someone was teaching me how heavy metal works, and it was kind of like basically you go like you have like some loud kind of sound, whatever music happening, and then they have like the like the oasis, and then it comes back with like like that's how all kind of heavy metal basically how it weaves. And so that's what it felt like. It's that it started off with like a with CT and Big T, and now like it was calm. They go to the spa. They start the challenge.
Yeah, the spa. Are we at the spa? Because I was like, what is happening here?
We're almost at the spa. But
No, it was a lot happened in this episode.
A lot happened. Okay, let's just get through. Oh yeah, the spa's almost here. So because basically Nam is having muscle spasms, so like he's actually physically harmed now, and like we're noticing it. Like he's been mentioning it before, but this is the first time he seems to not being able to move very well. And I don't know when he leaves for the hospital, but he leaves somewhere around now. So they go for the day trip and they go to like some secret lagoon, and Leroy makes a toast and CT sends champagne to Big T, but he's still not doing, in my opinion, a good job of just apologizing.
No.
Fix this, CT, fix this now. I was getting mad at him because he knows how to fix it.
It's weird. It's like that you would look back into like years past in the challenge where like something like that would happen and like that would be the way of apologizing. Yeah. It's just like still a very like kind of college-esque way of like doing that when you should have just pulled her aside and like had a very like earnest conversation with her.
It would have worked if they were sleeping together. It would have worked.
Yes, that's so true. That's so true. That's so true.
You know now that they do not have a sexual relationship because that would have worked, because she would have giggled and she would have forgiven him.
Yeah.
And it would have been over. He doesn't know how to manage a relationship with a woman that's not someone he's banging. I think it's that. That's what the problem is with their dynamic.
Yeah. So yeah, now we know.
You get it.
You're totally right. She would have been like, "Oh my god, he sent me
Like,
paid, even though
fine.
for it." But like,
it's fine.
Very funny. That's a very good point.
So that is definitely the tea, I think. Okay, so Jose said also it's kind of sucks that the next elimination is the girls and Big T is Rogue. Yes, well, we're going to learn soon that is going to happen, and I would love to see Big T and Nam compete together. I know, I really did. I wish that I think though the back pain came as a result of the emotional stress and labor on his back from being in partnership with Lolo. I believe that we fester our emotions in our body. And I think that it's his back. Like, what do? You carry things on your back. Like, it's like, I think it was the weight of their entire partnership that he was carrying on their back. And I don't think that he was able to come out of it on the other side.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate when you have somebody come in who gets cast who you really like and they have a shit first season. Like, he was literally just about to have like a new chance and it just got taken away from him. But I hope he heals and I hope he gets back.
Yeah, I also hope Nam's coming back.
I obviously really hope he comes back.
I can't wait for Michelle. Big T and Nam would have been an adorable pair to see. I really did want to see if they could just work together on a challenge, like to see Big T have somebody else motivate her and someone else to give her some inspiration and some guidance. Because like, I think that he would have been really good for her.
I agree. I think they would have worked so well together. Like, they would have just had a lot of mutual respect for each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I think that they have great potential on a future season, or he does. Yes, I do think he will be back, but he might have PTSD from his experience with Lolo. I think he said on Nicole Anthony podcast that he does not want to do a future challenge seasons. Nicole Adrian, let me know if it's they changed their name, her and Eric. I'm not really a big fan of either of them. If it's Nicole Anthony, but let me know why is she doing the challenge stuff. Literally, we've had so many people leave this season without actually being eliminated in an elimination. It's crazy. It's true. That's probably why they started off with so many. I really like Nam, but I don't know if production sees him as good TV.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried they won't bring him back.
It's true.
It's so funny. Like, he's just too pure for this challenge world.
So was Landon. He won.
Landon,
he's purer than Landon.
So Adrian is asking us if we think that Big T might have a chance to get a skull or make it to the final. I don't think so.
I think the only way would be if somehow she got herself in an elimination against Gabby and there was some sort of puzzle or something involved and she beat her. Like, that's the only thing I can picture. Maybe.
Yeah, I agree. It's just so unfortunate. Like, I mean, with so many things that of course we'll talk about, but it's just unfortunate because of like Big T's size. Like, she is a good challenger. And like this season, like, she's just blown us away and she's done so many amazing things strategically and in dailies, but it's just her size that betrays her, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And if she had like a bit more bulk on her, she would really be a force.
So Adrian, I think, likes Nam. So us viewers need him as a perfect cinnamon roll to protect. We do need to protect Nam.
Yeah.
The way production is portraying her, I'm not too sure if she will. She'll make it. I don't think that she's going to make it to the final. You're right, Jose. Well, from the mid-season trailer, we see Big T in the fire escape elimination. Ooh. I could also see CT cheering for her in that, though, hard. But if it's Nani, Nani's done it before, so I don't think she'd beat Nani.
No.
Could beat Gabby just for unfamiliarity.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's lighter. Wait, oh, what? Oh, no, I can't say it. And I hate it because I love speculating, but I got spoiled. I know you told us no. I'm sorry, Liz. Boo. It's
Liz.
over. We have like 6 weeks left. You guys know if the OG season is premiering tomorrow on Paramount Plus? Tomorrow?
I don't think it's tomorrow.
I thought it was.
I think that's like, wasn't it the Real World reunion?
Oh, yeah, with Eric Nice. He's doing a lot of press right now.
Yeah, I think that like that's what they're doing in promo, but OGs isn't premiering tomorrow.
I haven't seen that, but okay, that makes sense. Adrian, that's what you were mentioning before at the beginning. Hurry, Chantele, I need to know if Michelle's okay. Oh, Nom. Nom.
I'll get past it.
I know. I finally caught up to where we started before we got on the podcast. Okay. Okay, now, Chad, who's likely winning the season? Don't say winners out loud, Liz. Right. At this point, though, I feel that CT and Cam are my top picks right now with who's going to win that final.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think both of them would be the top place male and female finisher at this point. Because if they have to do any partner stuff, I think that unfortunately Amber's going to hold back Darrell. Who's Bessie with? Oh, with Anissa. He's going to be with Anissa or he's going to be with Nani. I don't think either of them are going to be the partner that he needs to win the final. Who else is there? Anyways, I think that's it pretty much. Yeah, I don't think that anybody else really stands a chance against CT and yeah. Honestly, I would say Leroy and Casey or Darrell and Amber B. Really?
I think Leroy and Casey will get second place, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh no, OGs isn't premiering tomorrow. They haven't announced a date. Okay, good. Thanks, Liz. I heard the OG season is only going to have one winner. No, go back to the old school ways where everybody gets a piece of the pie. I know, Liz, you're good. Okay, guys, I think the delay is due to Michelle just crying. What happened to Nom? We must respect your privacy. You guys are so cute. Okay, so will BT and CT be able to repair the relationship at the end of the season? If not by next season, I think yes. I think that she will be able to forgive him. He's forgivable. Like, you can't be mad at CT for that long.
I will say she did answer on an Instagram live the other day of like, who are you like friends with from the show? And she talked about how she's like actually into Devin and Gabby and like named all these people and did not name CT.
Yeah, I don't know because like I mean, okay, can we just talk about the apology at the house? Are we there yet?
Yes. Okay. So let me just we'll button up the end of the spa. Is I thought that Leroy and Cam were looking really cute. I thought it was a really interesting moment. We haven't seen your sexy pool scenes in a while. They had ambient music that was playing that was like not challenge vibes at all. So this is where I was talking about the calm before the storm. And then we get back to the house. So maybe this was supposed to be the storm, but I still feel like something bigger is going to happen. So they get back and CT wants to do something nice for Big T. He wants to make her, a nice fire and make some s'mores and get the blanket. So he calls her over and brings her out and puts a blanket around her and they sit down and it starts off pretty well. So Fanta, this is your club scene.
Oh yeah, this is my club scene. Yeah, it starts off pretty well and he's saying, how I went about that wasn't great. But then he starts to say, like, he starts cutting her off, which is not a good look when you're apologizing to somebody. And then he says, one thing that also rubbed me the wrong way is like in the midst of him like totally bombing this apology, he kept just like leaning in and just going like Tula. And like that was super cringe.
Agreed.
That was really cringe and like it just kind of came off as like insincere and like look at me like I'm CT, like I'm calling you by your name like, look at me and like doing this apology, which like was not good.
It
And
started
then,
the first time he said her name, though. I was like, okay, if he's gonna say Tula and then be like, look at me, like, I'm really sorry. It was a really selfish move, but I still want you to do well, and I'm here for you know what I mean? It's like something in that ballpark. Like, I would have been able to get behind him using her real name, but then go on. Sorry.
yeah, no, I agree. And also just then him also saying like, I don't regret the decision that I made. I was like, okay, like it's fine if you don't, but like don't say this during an apology. Like
she's like crying to you.
Like crying and just like I can't remember like what else he was saying like in terms of the final like and he just kept saying I didn't break your spirit. And like like she's telling you something. She's telling you like how you went about this broke my spirit because of the relationship and everything that we had. And then he's trying to say like, no, I didn't. Which again, not a really ideal thing to do in an apology. Like he just totally bungled it. There wasn't any part of him that like had enough humility to just say like, listen, like I value our friendship and the friendship that we made. I bungled this up. I'm sorry. And let me hear from you. Like he just cut her off. It was
well,
just
then when he was like, he's like, you're not ready for a final. Say to my son that he can't have $1 million because he couldn't make it to a final.
Like now you're trying to guilt trip her?
Oh!
Like she said to you, I don't mind. I wouldn't have cared. I would have understood if you had said, hey, it's been fun, but I'm picking Cam. The way you went about it made it horrible, and it was mortifying and humiliating. That's factual of how she feels because of what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His response is, no one can break your spirit. Like, and interrupting her no matter what. Even though she's like crying and being vulnerable, he's just so far deep in the game in his mind. He's like incapable of being real with it.
And it's also not his place to say like you're not going to make a final. Again, if he believes in that, sure, fine. Like we all know, like she's probably not going to make a final. But in the midst of an apology, you don't say that.
No.
Make like, the whole thing like useless. It was just like tearing the Band-Aid off.
It was so disappointing.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I think that they're going to be able to mend it. I do think that she probably like if you're saying that she omitted him from the speech, it could be to play along with the, what's going on in the episodes.
So you don't think like because this is what I was going to say like after we had this conversation about the apology, but she also says she's like I'm holding this grudge. Like I hold grudges. For future seasons, I'm going to go after him. So you think that's just going to go away?
I'm also, no offense, Big T, love you, but like the threats, like, okay. Like, I mean, she could gather them together and they can throw them in like they did this season. Totally.
Socially, she is a threat.
Yeah.
Socially, way more of a threat than
throw him in, but skulls are always going to be a thing. So it's not really a case of throwing people in anymore. It's a case of blocking people now.
I don't know if she has enough social capital to be able to consistently be the thorn in his side. I don't know if she can do that, but I can see her not voting for him.
The thing is, she doesn't need to be the thorn in his side the whole time. She needs to hit him once at the right moment when it really hurts. Like, it could happen, and I'm not saying it will, but like to fuck her in the way that he did was so unnecessary, and he created a bad relationship that.
But also, like, if he wins, he's gonna be like, I don't care. Like, one thing I was thinking when he was having the conversation with her is, I'm like, he obviously didn't see like what Ashley did to Hunter. Like, I know that he was pretty shitty to her, and it's a completely different dynamic, but like, People will do a lot for $1 million. And unfortunately, Big T saw that side of somebody, what they're willing to do. And she was a casualty of somebody wanting money more than respecting her feelings. And it's part of human nature. You guys are playing for money, you know? I feel bad, but. So on official podcast, Big T seemed cool with CT, but that was before this episode. Yeah, that's so. I'm also thinking that maybe they're playing into this on social media, just to like they're playing into the storyline of this season. So Adrian wants to know, Fanta, are you upset because Josh is the only member of your staff who's gaining points?
No, I'm so happy that Josh is gone. It doesn't matter to me. I would give away all my Josh points to never see him again.
Me too. So I tapped on this by accident. So is this a sweater or a shawl, Michelle?
It's a shawl.
Poncho.
What?
I said poncho, but loves it. Did you make?
Oh, sorry, poncho. It's a poncho.
I'm down.
So comfy.
Loves it. Well, okay, so Celeste says, hey, Chantele, at least your team has gold skulls now. Yes, it does. My team's looking good right now.
It is, but so is mine.
Shit, true.
Got the most people and the most skulls.
Fine. Hey, CT made a move that's best for him, but tone down the excitement. Yes, exactly. It was the way he said it was so bad for Big T. He really loved her. I do think he loved her, and I think that he just doesn't know how to operate in the dynamic of having a female friendship that he's that close with without sleeping with them. I just don't think he knows how to do it. And like, he also hasn't grown up really in the real world. He's grown up in this challenge environment. All the people that he generally meets and has relationships are within the challenge world. So I don't think he's learned how to have real close friendships with women that are just normal. And so I think he's a casualty of just not really understanding how to be a good friend in the challenge world. Yeah, he does need to change. Bye, Josh, and hope Adam Pipe knocks you out. You saw that there's going to be a Big Brother, what you call it? Best person.
That is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, don't watch it though, and let's play some bets. Like that'll be kind of fun to do that.
I can bet that Fessy will lose no matter what.
You think? No.
My partner was a professional boxer and watched that video and was like, Fessy is doing every wrong technique in the book, and it would take 2 seconds for someone 100 pounds less than him to do a certain like whatever move and knock him out. He's like. His bot, like everything he's doing is wrong. So there is no way unless he was training every single day. And rumor has it he's going to be on season 37. So if he's leaving to do that before the summer, he's not going to have as much time to train. He's fucked, honestly.
Yay!
Like, even as the biggest guy, according to like, and if you read the comments on the videos, every person is like, "Oh, that hook is horrible. Oh, this." Everyone who knows boxing is like. No. So I'll still watch it to watch him fail. Like that'll be great.
You've seen this too, right, Fanta?
Yeah, I watched it.
Hi, Sam. Yes, it was all good TV for sure. Right now, after this episode, we have 6 guys and 7 girls left. Okay, we finally have evened it out a little bit. They've changed all these eliminations. Probably because they weren't expecting so many people to disappear. I know that Drew from Angel Cake did speculate about double elimination last week in his video and accurately predicted the second highest team. Yes, Adrian, that's who I was watching. I was watching when he had like 3 bullet points as to what he thought was going to happen. You are right. And this is another we're adding, and this and another we're adding a puzzle. I mean, they probably just didn't want to have to create something brand new. Also, Devin calling Jarrell 4-time champion Taylor old boy. Bye. Oh, Adrian, standing up for your man. I'm so pissed that the Real World New York reunion is on Paramount Network and not MTV. What the heck? Yeah, is it a full season?
I don't know.
It's probably like a miniature season. Like maybe it's a 6-episode shindig or something.
I'll see if I can find where to watch it because we're in Canada, so I don't even know if I have Paramount. I'll have to take a look and see like if we can get it on television or if I have to find it online. But I will be looking at it. For sure. Y'all seem just so focused. Like how I would be freaking out. That's the challenge vets for you. They know how to hone it in and focus. Even the ones that are not the best. Like Nani can do, well, maybe not Nani, but like even Anissa can do a good job at times at like at least focusing and getting the job done. Nani can do it sometimes, but she seemed to be psyching herself out more these last few seasons. But she used to be able to still go in and kind of get it done. You know, like she wasn't a write-off. Darrell's last elimination was against CT and not so fast elimination in Invasions.
Oh, yeah.
That's a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Well, something came out of Josh and Devin being eliminated. They are sort of friends now, and Devin gave Josh points dealing with anger issues. Really?
Okay.
Wait, what? I don't know what this was from. It's from so long ago. Really?
That was when you said you were cheering for Devin.
Oh, sorry, over Darrell. I'm sorry.
We just want entertainment. Don't be mad at us.
Okay, you didn't go with it, so you're still in the good books. Fanta's out for sure because she doesn't like Geminis anyways. Hi Nicole. Okay, I guess I'm okay that Devin got eliminated, but not really since Josh is gone too. See, people want it wasn't that we wanted Darrell gone, we just wanted Devin to stay. This was torn between but wanted Devin to win, even though I love Darrell. See? Sorry, Adrian. It's just the thing. Okay. Louis.
Sir.
Sorry, can you rephrase the statement? Like, say what? We love
you, but you gotta go.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
That's true.
You must be reading Michelle's mind. So while Michelle said that Darrell might be on next season.
Yeah, I heard he's on the OG season. I don't know for sure if he's going to be on 37. And I agree. Like, I think he's having a come up. But I was watching, I was listening to a podcast of him one time, and he was saying, or an interview, he was saying that there's been multiple times where he got like a pre-call and then got cut from the cast. And I feel like he gets picked. Like someone else will get picked over him if they're gonna cause more drama and stuff at this point in his challenge career. That's all I really meant by that.
Yeah.
So I think the producers want Devin to win as well, Jose. I do. No shade, Darrell though. Darrell is the all-star on the all-star season. Oh, okay. He's on OGs? I can't remember the list.
He is.
Dead. I love tangerine puzzles.
I love tangerine puzzles. I love them.
People wanted to see Devin with the power. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God, I've been so messy. I was so waiting for Devin to win so the house could get flipped. The BB Lines is so annoying to my life. Absolutely,
Nicole, can you just go back in the chat and just talk to Louis about that?
Yeah, have a couple words.
Louis.
When Devin and Josh leaving, Devin, Big Brother sucks. Josh says, can I punch him now? Devin left being himself. I'm going to miss his antics. Yes, I'm going to miss Devin's antics for sure. He'll be back though. The Big Brother Alliance reminds me of that huge alliance in BB22 and All Stars. What do you think? Exactly. It's like groupthink. It's numbers game. It's just like scared to make any moves. And I get it. Security in numbers. I get it. But
it's not smart or strategic, and that's why Cody won All Stars, and I stopped watching like as soon as Kaser was out.
Yeah, I like read the feeds and stopped watching, and just got sadder as I read.
Oh,
it was just painful.
So bad. CT said he lost to a bunch of weirdos in the past without a dig to Jay.
Also, what was that one pole wrestling one, like the three-way one?
With what it was with Kyle, wasn't it? And
it was a few seasons ago.
I think it was Kyle and Corey or something.
I don't remember specifically.
But I know what you're talking about though.
According to Ashley on Reality NSFW podcast, when she went against Cam on this challenge, it was difficult because it was hard to pull the rings as they were zip tied. Oh my God, zip tie is hard to pull.
Crazy.
That's not, I mean, it looked like those puzzle pieces were easier than a zip tie, but maybe it was the same. What was your reaction to Lolo's rigged comments? Okay, I think I could see a world where the producers wanted Big T and CT to win. Maybe they wanted this whole double elimination. Like maybe the producers asked CT to, hey, okay, we're gonna give you something that you can win. We're gonna give you a double elimination here. Make some good TV for us. Like he works with the producers. He does. Wes does. Banana does. And I'm sure that there was some sort of agreement made.
Honestly, I have a lot of opinions on this.
Okay.
Because the whole point of Lolo's tweets coming out about what happened to her was supposed to be centered around the fact that unfairly the producers came to her and said, you need to leave. And you need to make it seem like you're choosing to leave. And she's commenting on that. But then why does she have to throw in, oh, and like that competition was rigged anyway, and they were out of the zone, which was never specified. Devin came out saying they didn't break any rules. I watched it happen. Also, Casey and Leroy got to go twice, apparently, because she fell off the first time, yet Josh wasn't allowed to go. So, like, to bring that up in that way and to take away Big T's win, she still went faster than anybody else. And I don't think it was rigged in their favor. I think that, like, she's just such a sore loser. And if you're focusing on the fact that the producers made you quit, then focus on that. But why did they make you quit? And then 2 days later, you made the team, the U.S. bobsled team. Like, that timing seems a little sus as well. She knew the whole time she was only going to play the game to a certain point, then she was going to leave. Like, maybe that was the whole thing. And, like, of course, maybe she clearly had some mental things going on then. But, like, I just didn't appreciate, like, if she's going to come out and try to talk about what the producers did, don't bring in other contestants and castmates and try to throw them under the bus and discount their wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I fully agree with that. And then again, also at the same time, I'm not surprised because you're right. Lolo is a sore loser. This is like pretty on brand for her.
I'm not surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a hint of truth in what she said, basically.
Well, I think to a certain respect, every challenger knows like everything isn't on the straight and narrow. Like, yeah. And for all of us that have been watching the show for as long as we have, and we've seen what it started and like now what it is, again, they do have to keep a certain entertainment factor. So I think it's just so not Lolo's world doing a full season to this capacity that she was just, who knows, like, right, Michelle? Like, who knows, like, if she planned on leaving at a certain point so she could make the tryouts, or if the producers forced her to leave.
Or if she
the timing just seemed way too close.
I guess we'll never really know, but
yeah,
I don't really care for her comments, basically, though. Whether
didn't like she had to delete the tweets and she had to delete the comments. I think because production like contacted her and was like, "Yeah, you can't have that. You have to delete everything. Contractually, you can't be tweeting that stuff."
Ooh. Yeah, she says. I think it comes across to me as she's a sore loser, whether it was truthful or not. It didn't make me.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, exactly. It didn't make me like her more. It didn't make me feel for her. Like it didn't, whatever she wanted to do with it, it didn't work. It just made me annoyed with her that she discredit Big T's win there.
It doesn't validate the fact that she was like forced to leave. Like, you still said those words. If you were forced to, you said the words, well, I don't want to be here anyway. Like, even my friends won't even put me in or give me the chance to get a spot. It's like, you chose to say it in that way. Like, those are still your body. If you were resisting that hard, you could have said different things or not said it in that way. So, like, you still have to stand behind, like, you know what I mean? Like, you made those choices.
Well, it's just kind of like, why do your friends need to throw you down and get you a skull? Like, I don't know. Like, figure out another way. Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing at Lolo.
So
like,
whack. Really whack. So back to the challenge. CT was flying through the air like Jordan. I was like, okay, CT. But then he went hard on tossing my girl Big T to the side for Cam. Team too much CT. It was pretty much. Which show is the Aftermath?
That's with Devin Simone.
Devin's alone?
Devin Simone.
Oh, Devin Simone. Oh, that one. Okay, I didn't know it was called Aftermath. Do we think that Devin could have beaten Fessy? Maybe, but he didn't want to risk it at all. Now that would have been epic. Josh and Fessy got in the same. Oh my God! Don't even make me get excited. Such a great birthday present for me. Alas, Nicole, it's your birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Bone fat. Oh, Nicole, that would have been awesome. Oh yes, it would have been. We can dream. We can dream. Imagine if Devin would have called out Leroy and sent him home. Whoa! I don't.
That would have been awful.
I don't know if I could have been rooting for Devin there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been rooting for that one. I don't think. Because I just want to see that Leroy at least get to the final. Like, I don't even care if he wins at this point. Like, he just needs to get to the final and not be cut right before it, you know? Nam said CT originally wanted Lolo, but because he came up to him a day before the daily competition, that's how he picked Cam. Wait, what?
Nam was saying that CT originally wanted Lolo before she left.
Okay, so that would have been. I see. So I was thinking at the beginning, I was like, what? No, not at all. I mean, that would have been an okay partnership because Lolo listens to CT.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think she works well with anyone.
Yes, Louis, rest in peace, Big T's spirit. Well, and that's the thing when they were talking at that camp, that fire, and like she was talking about where she was coming from. I actually I shed some real tears. I cried, and I had to like dab my makeup because like it was running a little bit. It was very sad how she felt as though everything that she was doing, she was trying her hardest. She was doing things that completely terrified her because she wanted to do it for him, because she wanted to make him proud, and that she doesn't have that strength on her own. I was just like crying for the poor sweet soul. I think though CT will come around. I think he's still in the heat of this whole thing. And he will say the right thing to apologize to her, especially if he has $1 million. I'm sure he can figure it out. Oh, Louis, and that soul glow wig and their confessionals did not help matters. You don't like it? I don't mind it. Damn it, CT, we were rooting for you. Reference to America's Next Top Model. You realize that I just read who it's from. Okay, I assume you guys would be pissed CT chose your guys' least fave, LOL.
She's talking about Cam.
Oh, no, that's okay. Love by you. You don't understand us at all. Like, really does not understand how we feel about the game. Such a bad read. In one scene, the camera really zoomed in on Kyle's hair transplant. I was shocked or shook. I didn't notice it. Did you guys notice it?
Yeah, the little antler.
It's pretty intense.
I didn't notice it specifically. Brutal. I never thought that Darrell was going to switch partners. He's been laying in the cut this whole season. He's not trying to start an unnecessary drama. True. Yes, he does seem loyal. This is the hardest I've seen CT work all season. I mean, he doesn't had to work that much. He was just trying to lay low and get to the point where he can get a skull. He thought he was being shut out. I was hoping that Darrell and Amber would hook up, but he's married. I'm not really vibing with Amber.
He's married with children.
Yeah, like
Kids are like
be his child.
Hi, Matthew. Poor Gabby, guaranteed to go home ASAP by Corey Kurz. Yes. I think that maybe Darrell's loyal, but more so Amber did show out in the hall brawl, even though little Amber was not much competition. Okay, not any. LOL. Corey says bad knees from his college football games. Really? Like, okay.
Okay.
Good night, love. Oh, bye, Liz. Thank you so much. Have an early day tomorrow. Love you all. Love you too. Thank you for hanging out with us. Sorry that we're a little bit late. We had Big Brother Canada premiere tonight, so I was trying to get it all in together. So I watched Big Brother, and I did the recap, then I watched this episode, and now I'm here. So I'm going to try to finesse it so I can start.
She's a busy woman.
Pardon?
She's a busy woman, everyone.
She's 4 today. This is my 4th.
She goes off. Yeah, I was listening to your Bachelor recap today because I had to hear all the tea about the.
So much tea.
So much tea.
So much tea. So Josh wrote a letter, and that's why she was crying. Okay, that makes more sense. I didn't know why she was just like, oh, Josh. Like, okay, if he wrote a letter, that makes a lot of sense. Then more sense. CC didn't have to be respectful like that, though. Of course, he could have said, "Star Big T, you've been great, but I'm switching." Absolutely, but it probably wouldn't have made the cut, and it probably wouldn't get him the call. So they're filming a reunion tomorrow in New York City. Amber B and Amber M going to have beef. Okay.
Yeah, they're all in New York right now, or most of them are. Although Jay isn't, and Tori isn't either.
People travel? On a side note, Tori Deal gives great cameo bookings worth of $50.
I would never pay $50 for a Tori Deal cameo.
It's not a deal.
Oh my God.
Who of the cast would you pay $50 for a cameo booking of?
I would pay $50 for Wes. I would do like a really funny one. I'd pay for Leroy.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that would be about it.
Maybe Evelyn back in the day.
Brutal.
Was that?
If Evelyn had cameo, I would pay for hers.
I want to see all of them, like to see if their little ads or like their little pictures, to see if any of them entice me. I guess Fanta's birthday's next. So I muted the entire non-crying scene over Josh. I was like, of this uber wonderful successful partnership FedEx to me, please. I want hard copies notarized. Thanks in advance. Nons dying. I want them to show me the receipts. The spawn, the argument between the two later in the episode literally feels I'm watching an episode from The Bachelor. Yeah, I did actually. The hot tub and the champagne and the arguments and it was a weird episode. Amber's head wrap was at the spa was the bomb. You have such a crush. You're so funny.
Watching Amber and Nani in a bikini, that made it worth it for me, for them going to the hot springs.
I actually didn't like Nani's bathing suit.
I thought it was cute.
Plaid thing?
Cute. It was like striped. It was like yellow and blue stripes. It was yellow with blue stripes.
I didn't love it, but I didn't see the back. It looked like there was a nice low back.
It was like backless.
Yeah. I would have liked to see that, but I didn't see it really. Okay, we're almost caught up. Yeah, her podcast is called Hello Friends, and they're covering the challenge. Honestly, Adrian, like I saw it pop up, and she really rubbed me the wrong way with her Big Brother, how she acted on Big Brother All Stars, and how she's been talking to Christmas, because Eric is saying to her that to Christmas, that Christmas is such a stand-up person that he was hoping that her and Nicole would have gotten together and worked together because Christmas is such a stand-up human being. And then they're bashing Janelle and saying that Janelle ruined Nicole Anthony's game. And I was like, you guys have the read all wrong. I cannot listen to this nonsense anymore.
Wait, I'm confused. Nicole Anthony?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Exactly. Did you watch any of All Stars?
Of Big Brother?
Yeah.
I thought that's Nicole Franzel.
Yeah, that's the other one. Sexy. She went out second.
Oh my God, I didn't even remember her.
21.
Yeah.
21 as well. She was bullied. She's by great people. She ended up final 3 or 4.
Yeah, irrelevant.
She's the worst. I was like, no. That's not it, hun. And I'm not going to watch that, Adrian. Let me give me some points if you see anything interesting, but I can't stand either of them. Rigged. Yeah, right. Lolo's a mess. Why did Nom say that he wouldn't do anymore?
No, I was wrong. He said he would do.
Oh, I hope to see Tom again. Big T should have called him Christopher. Yes, she should have, but maybe she doesn't know his real name. Louis, I would have died if she replied with Christopher to Tula and in that accent. Missed opportunity, Tula, but she was so hurt at that point. Yeah, she wasn't being petty yet. Oh no, people are coming for your draft. Yeah, overall, final Canada's draft team. Who do you have left? You have some people.
Rude. My team has Bessie, Gabby, and Casey. Thank you.
So everything's hanging on.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
You got Casey. Oh my god, Amber, it's hilarious. In her YouTube video, she said that she stayed in Iceland to be brought to be security breach. Okay, bye. Yeah, that wasn't going to be it, I don't think. So next week, it's called The Spy Who Loved Bessie. Anyone want to guess who that might be about? Well, we saw in the preview already that Miss Gabby and him are making out, and she likes hanging out with him, likes making out with him now. So, that's kind of, she's vibing with him. He broke her down. They just wear them down in these bunkers and make the girls that aren't interested in like them. So we got the Fessy Gabby makeout session, the preview. So maybe that for his elimination, though? Probably not. No, it's not going to be his elimination. Kyle and JP.
That was when it was a three-way wrestle, and Kyle won, and JP and CT lost.
Who's JP?
I don't know.
I can't remember who he is. Okay, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was a relation in War of the Worlds 1 where he lost to Kyle, and him and JP were sent home. I just don't remember who JP is. So is that their only time on the show? Rumored possible rookies for next season, not confirmed yet. Michelle and Wendell from Survivor. I'm into it. Survivor people, I'm for you guys. Big Brother people, I'm not for you guys.
David and
Cody, get the F out of here. Cody, stay away. No more Calafioris allowed on the challenge. I'm not into that at all. David would
be such a disaster.
Like Joseph.
David would be such a disaster. I don't like Wendell, but I would be interested to see him. I would love to see Michelle. I love Michelle.
But they're exes, though. Could be, maybe it's going to be.
Yeah, that could be. And Wendell's kind of a dick, so.
He's kind of a dick, but he's a good partner. I don't like him.
Yeah,
I like Michelle.
But he'd be interesting to watch. David would just be like somebody who would just be he would just be way in over his head. And I don't think that Cody would do as well as he thinks that he would. This is not Big Brother.
Oh, we might have the Big Brother alliance with him. Bleh. So Jose also heard this. By the way, Nani was crying about Josh. We all knew Josh was going home soon. Lolo was not invited to the reunion, they said. Really? So she really came for the production, and they're just like, we don't need you here, Lolo. They don't need her.
No.
I think the worst part of the CT and Big T thing is literally they just won the past daily challenge. I know it was heartbreaking. He did it all wrong. I totally agree. But he's on a TV show and he's being paid a lot of money. So what do you think of Nani and Teresa's beef history on YouTube? I never watched it. Did you guys watch their beef history?
I haven't actually watched that yet.
I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it all in real time as well. So it's not like shocking to me in any kind of way. I think Nani was also like way more prone to fights with people back then and even till recently, and they were both very similar in terms of like not the strongest, but not the weakest, and both like pretty girls who like, you know what I mean? Like they were in the same category.
Yeah. Hundo. I will watch it. I've seen it's popped up on my For You page, so I'll take a look probably eventually. Adrian, sorry, I don't think I'd pay for one for Cam. No, I don't think I'd pay for one for Big 50. Maybe a little bit less, but I don't know if I'd go 50 for either of them.
Yeah.
No, Nam said he would do future challenge seasons. Yes, correct. I guess Anissa forgave Drunk Ramen Noodle being back to being friends. Yeah, they were kind of cuddling in the pool at the spa a little bit. But Nani, we hear her talking about the fact that if she wins the elimination, she is going to drop Kyle like a hot potato and go for Fessy. Do you think that she would actually have the balls to do that?
Yeah.
She doesn't care. He already set that up. Like, they wouldn't have showed us that, I don't think, unless it was going to come. Because, see episode, 3, 4, right in the beginning, when she was still with Kyle, she asked Fessy, would you be upset with me if I won and took you? And he didn't really say no. I think that was before Anissa took him back the second time, I think. So
yeah, it was.
She's waiting for it. She wants him.
That's going to cause drama between Anissa and her, but I love it. Do it.
We want more.
Louis says Califieri said he would never do the challenge because it would ruin his perfect face. I think he would do it because he wants some camera time. I'm honestly getting tired of Corey. In my opinion, he's one of the players that plays a scared game. Absolutely. And his confessionals, he actually, whenever I hear him confess, he pisses me off. I'm like, you can't say nothing. Shut up. Why are we having an opinion about Devin and his game? I'm like, get out of it.
Dude, when was the last time you won anything? Corey doesn't add anything to the show.
Not at all. He does add beautiful genes because his babies are very beautiful, but he's definitely not a good competitor. JP was the Asif of the season. Eye candy gone in episode 1 for. I was for one heartbroken to lose his finesse that season. Man, I completely don't remember him.
On an X on the beach, Brazil.
Yeah.
I probably had a crush on him. Other people I see on the list are up in the air next season are Casper. Really, J-Lo's ex, huh? Louise, I'll take a Louise.
Yes. Oh my God, I would take a Casper and Louise and Alton.
Alton, I just heard her on OGs. I haven't heard that they're on 37, but maybe.
I would kill for Casper and Louise.
Louise is so messy. Ooh. But she's probably not messy anymore. TT told Big T that she couldn't finish a final. Was he lying?
No.
It was not the time. No. It was not the time when he was apologizing. Why does he need to tell her that? It was unnecessary, is the point.
I don't think she's going to be in his DMs. Michelle, I'm sorry, your pretend boyfriend Dom is gone, and I'm sure you will be in his DMs. Will you go into his DMs, Michelle?
Definitely.
Oh my God.
So we'll have Corey for the guys. Gabby, Nani, Big T for the girls that don't have a skull. What? He must feel like such a chump, not having a skull out of all the guys there.
Yeah.
Who's gonna take it from?
No one.
You can't take it from anyone at this point. The easy ones are gone.
He can try Kyle, I guess, but
yeah, he'll probably go for Kyle.
Kyle has one more eliminations than Corey has.
Yeah, totally. Kyle's better than Corey, but it's his closest bet.
Kendall is another one I heard is up in the air. Who's Kendall? Which Kendall? Jenner?
No, right. She's from one of those dating shows, I think.
Maybe the blonde one. She has a twin sister. I'd love to see the Siesta Keys girl do a challenge. I don't watch that show. Do either of you watch it yet? Siesta Keys? No, me neither. No. Okay, I'm caught up with the comments, and then we just kind of have to talk a little bit about Libra. Dom's back. He actually leaves the game. Everybody was kind of sad about this. And then the challenge activated sign comes up later in the episode than usual. So they usually expect it to come on, I guess they said morning, and it was into the afternoon. It still hadn't happened. Then into the nighttime is when it's activated. So it is a nighttime challenge. So we get to TJ in a warehouse and learn that because Nam had to go home, Big T was now going to be a rogue agent. And this challenge was to survive the night. So you see Devilish TJ going and handcuff and chaining these pairings. And we get some confessionals with CT and Akila Cam, talking about their partnership and that it was the tryouts. And like, he's like, the tryouts are done. I think that Cam wants to just be mad at CT, but she's probably fucking happy that she gets him to have some humble pie and want her in the end. So she's like, everybody wants Cam now, which is great, like for your spirits and whatnot. I think she also wants to forgive him too. Like I think, endeared by him a little bit. I think she finds him a little bit.
She's also just like really quick to do the right thing in terms of whatever partner she's got. She's like, okay, what are the pros here? Let's do the best. When it comes to the challenge and they're at the daily challenge or elimination, she's in it to win it. And she's going to work the best that she can with that partner. So I'll always respect her for that. I think she's like a really, really good team player in that way. Maybe not with a big group, but when she just has a partner, she's like, okay, it's time to focus. Like, let's do it. I don't know if she's the best, but I think she works very well one-on-one with people.
Absolutely.
I'm happy that she's with CT now. What do you think, Fanta? Do you think that she's still pissed with CT, or is she kind of just like...
No, not at all. It was even funny, like when Kyle and CT were having the argument, the turkey cold cut argument, and they were like, yeah, like, okay, Cam, like, what do you think? And she was just like giggling, and she was like, oh, like, leave me out of this. Like,
you knew the answer.
Like, oh, you're so happy that this is how this has turned out, like, especially right before the final.
She's like, they're fighting over me, and I get to have probably the strongest partner in the house now. Chances are I'm going to win, because now I don't have to beat him because he wants me to win, like, us to win together. So... it's better this way. It may take the W away from Leroy, but it will probably guarantee that some money comes into that house. So instead of them getting both like the male and female sides of it, like pretty much guarantee that.
Yeah.
Gonna win it, I would say. I hope Gabby sends Nani home and gets her skull. I don't think that's gonna happen though. I think that Nani's gonna get a skull. I think Nani's gonna get a skull.
If she gets the chance to, I think she will get it.
And I think that she's gonna take Fessy, and who would oh no, he still has no skull and is with Big T. They might just get shut out. That's true.
Yeah.
There was a girl from Inferno that was in the elimination with the transporting bricks while the other players are fighting with each other while the elimination is happening. Ooh, man. I don't remember. I'd have to look at her face. Trenchcoat TJ was hot. Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we love Trenchcoat TJ being serious, reading his lines. I fell out when Cam said that CT should be humble. I know. I mean, Cam, she's not humble, and she can't tell CT.
See, she's not humble, but she's more humble than he was.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so, like,
yeah.
In that moment, I was like, yeah. Okay. But in general,
Can Adam from Real World Paris come back to get under CT's skin as usual? Their history to be physical fighting. Well, they got made up though, didn't they? Made up
on Rivals.
Yeah. So that's over, and they're both not really scrappy anymore. I don't think they've definitely grown up a bit. So they have to break free. Cam recognizes that she's good at what'd she say? Organizing information or something like that. I'm excited to see what they do. This is the type of challenge that I would love to be a part of. It's kind of like an escape room. Hopefully there's clues and puzzles and find the key and, use your mind and figure out how to get out and find the lock code and whatnot. So I think that this is very double agenty. I'm excited to see it. I do really want to see CT and Cam do really well, because I don't want it to seem as though CT is holding Cam back at all. Like I want it to be the right choice and the right partnership, and they just had to come full circle 3 months later.
personally hoping for maybe a Nani Kyle win, that she can pick who she goes against or whatever.
Fine, I can take that.
Just because I want to at least see her get that. If she's not going to win, like, she needs something at this point. She's struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't need Cam and CT to win because I know that they're safe.
I just want their partnership to be.
I think it will be good regardless. You know, I don't see them being a bad partnership.
Mm-hmm. Fanta, what about you?
Yeah, I don't really feel like I need to see Cam and CT win this one. Casey has her skull, right? Okay. Yeah, I guess Nani and Kyle. Like, Nani needs a win.
I mean, and oh no, she can't stop playing. I was like, Big T. I'm like, oh, right. Imagine Gabby and Corey win this one. I mean, I just can't see this in a possibility, but that'd be interesting.
Yeah, Corey is not good with stuff like this.
What is he good with?
That's a really good question.
Sylvia and Joss. I haven't really heard about. Like, we talked about them last week, but I haven't heard.
I love them.
Yeah, I'd be
still date. Are they dating or flirting or making out? It's them two that were making out at one point, right?
Sylvia and Joss? No.
It's Ashley.
Ashley and Joss at one point. Amanda and Joss.
Amanda and Joss. I'd be down to get Sylvia and Joss.
You what?
I'd be down to see Sylvia and Joss again.
Well, I'm into it enough. Next season, bring Cook and Casey from Fresh Meat. Casey, I don't think
we don't need to see Casey.
Cook, I can't remember Cook right now. But
I heard there was talk of. Wasn't there talk of like, or was Cook doing OGs?
There was rumors of her maybe being on OGs.
I'd love to see Cook back.
I can't remember what they look like right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the episode. We got through it pretty quickly. Impressed. I am excited for next week. So whatever they did, they put a resurgence of interest in me because I was like, what are they going to do for the next 10 episodes? This sucks. Like, it started off so good. This was a good episode. It's restilled my faith in the season, and it's not going to go downhill like last season did. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
As per rumors, Double Agent Girl Rookies got a call back for season 37 of the Ambers. Natalie, yes. Gabby, and also from this season that got a call are Ashley, Cam, Big T, Tori, Casey, and Anissa. Obviously, I wouldn't expect anything better. Bring Heather Cook back. I don't remember what she looks like. Could we have imagined Josh in this next challenge? Hilarious. Just chained up. Please. All right. That's that, guys. We did it. It was beautiful moments.
Yeah, I can't wait for this challenge next week. I can't wait to
want to see it.
Same.
And I'm glad we kind of got it back to, we're going to be starting with the daily, so we'll most likely get an elimination. That I really hate, and you guys, I think, do too, when it's not that format. So I'm happy that it didn't upset it too much, that we'll get the proper episode next week. So happy about that. Now, Fanta, are you working on anything that you want to share with the peoples?
I am listening to Dua Lipa's album, Future Nostalgia, over and over and over and over again. I'm obsessed, and I love it so much.
180.
It's so catchy.
It's so catchy, and like every song, I love it. I love her. She's a little slice of heaven.
What was really cool is, I don't know if you saw it, but right when quarantine happened, so probably about a year ago or like like 10 months ago, she did a virtual concert or on like the Tonight Show or whatever it is called, the Late Late Show. And so she had like the dancers, they're all like in their own like homes, and they're the drummer and like her, and they're all in their separate, it wasn't a Zoom call, but like in their separate little boxes, and they were like dressed appropriately, and like they're doing all the choreography and dancing. It was a full on like show, but everybody was at home. It was pretty cool. I was impressed by it. What about you, Michelle? What's up?
Not much. I'm writing, like I'm preparing a little virtual concert of my own coming up in like a month.
Ooh.
Singing concert. So
well, when that happens, we're gonna have to do some talking on here.
I mean, I don't know how public I want to make it yet. It might just be family and friends, but like I should open it up. I'm just like self-conscious about it. That's all.
Michelle, like you have like an amazing voice. Like, remember the reading?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, you're so good. You're so good. So I'm gonna force you to make everybody come.
Perfect.
Oh boy, sad news. Josh wants to do the challenge for the next 3 years. #torture. Don't say these things, Adrian. We want to leave on a good note. The old school fist fights I see on the internet. I'm only 16, so production gets in the way. Oh, that's why you don't. That okay? Forgiven. 16. Okay. You haven't seen what's been going on. Who was it that Louis was liking that we were just like
Big Brother?
Oh no, honey. No. Adrian, that guarantees that we'll get Devin for the next few seasons, actually, probably. So if that's the trade-off, then I'm happy about it. Well, thanks for everybody in the comments for hanging out with us. Thank you, ladies, for hanging out with me here. My favorite part of a Wednesday night is talking about the challenge with the best challenge fans there are, and that includes you two. For me, yeah. For me, though, I've been working with Reality Pop. It's a new channel that's for all things reality television. So I've been doing Big Brother coverage there and also on Reality Realness. So you can find me there. I'll show you the little link. So subscribe there as well. It's going to be your new reality television hub. A lot of Survivor content. I'll be doing a lot of. I've talked to a player from Big Brother South Africa. I'm going to be doing. I'm a part of a rewatch podcast on Saturday about Australian Survivor season 5, I think it is. Anyways, lots of Survivor content. I'll be taking care of a lot of the Big Brother content, and once maybe the new season of the challenge comes in, we might be merging our way in there as well with the challenge coverage as well. So please subscribe and tap all the buttons and all the links for that. And as usual, subscribe to Reality Realness. It's really helpful. Would love to get to that 1,000 marker soon. It would be awesome. What's this? By the way, Chantele, did you end up in the virtual audience at Wendy Williams last week? I looked for you and didn't see you. I ended up not doing it last week because I had an audition that it was the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life. I'm very capable of recording auditions. I get people to record the other parts. I don't even use people anymore. I got my eye lines down. I'll set up the lights. I'll edit it. I'll send it. I'm very capable of doing all parts of production. But when the computer and the internet are not your friends, I want to murder somebody and throw my computer. So I spent 6 hours trying to upload an audition that I forgot about going into Wendy Williams. So I didn't go last week, but I went the week before. And so you can see me in the audience of that one. I'll send you a picture so you can see it, but I missed it. Now, also, though, Nick Cannon's show has been asking for audience members, and me and my friend were thinking about doing it, but they want a lot of audience participation, and she's nervous. So I don't know if we should do it or not. I don't know what that would entail. Lots of audience participation. I don't know if I want to do that. So maybe. So not the virtual audience, but look for me the week before. Good night, Louis. See you next week. X on the Beach is coming back. I know. I'm excited for that, actually. I want to see who they bring on. And Sleep well, friends. Yes, sleep well, Nicole. You guys are all gems. Love you all. Final words, final thoughts. Sayonara. Ciao.